All right, everyone. I hope everyone can hear me. My name is Priya Iyer. I am the president of KARYA Technology US. Thank you and welcome to our webinar on KDAPT and beyond dashboards. We'll have one of our speakers, Niveta, walk you through a presentation on KDAPT, and we have another live demo right after that. Following the basic demo, we will also have our head of products, Bala Balasubramanian. He will go through and walk you through an understanding of our prediction features. And we will then open it up to Q&A. Please feel free to ask any questions at any time through the chat or Q&A feature, or raise your hand, and we will be happy to answer the questions throughout the entire webinar. So thank you again for joining us, and Nivedita, please take it away.
Yeah, thank you. So hi everyone, this is Nivedita from KARYA Technologies. I just want to thank everyone again for joining because I know we are spread across different time zones. So yeah, without any further ado, let us get into the topic. So we all know that most of the companies today rely on multiple ERP and CRM systems and sometimes even Excel to manage their business data. So while these help in storing and processing information for small, medium, and large size companies, extracting meaningful insights often requires any additional effort or even a separate business intelligence expertise. So now imagine if your BI tool could not only visualize and analyze your data, but also answer your business question in real time. So yeah, that is exactly what KDAPT, our flagship AI-powered business intelligence solution, is designed to do. So KDAPT stands for KARYA's Data Analytics and Prediction Technology, and it brings together the power of AI, BI, and predictive analytics. So enterprises and companies like you can understand what's happening now in a very short amount of time, and also what's coming next. So in today's session, you will learn how KDAPT act as a real-time enterprise AI. Moving to the next slide, the current challenges in BI. So now before I talk about the solution, it is important to look at the current challenges that everyone faces. So even with all the powerful dashboard and visualization, real world challenges still exist, right? So the first one we see is that the BI has become too complex and has sort of created a dependency on the BI team or the IT team. So you always need someone who is technically strong to get a basic answer from your data or report, which means only a small group of people can actually use the BI tool and create dashboard and get answers out of it. And this dependency causes delays. So you are always looking at yesterday's data instead of seeing what is happening right now. And let's not forget the fragmented data across multiple systems, like so many Excel files that's not even on cloud. And because dashboards are static, users can see the data, but they cannot like explore deeper or ask a follow-up question on the dashboard that they're seeing in front of the screen. And what works for a small team usually breaks down when you deploy it or implement it at an enterprise level. So this is where many organizations find themselves today with regards to business intelligence tool. And KDAPT was designed to fill that gap. So what is KDAPT? KDAPT is an AI-powered business intelligence solution or platform that is designed to solve all of those bottlenecks of business intelligence tools that I mentioned before. So with KDAPT, you don't need coding skills or specialized BI knowledge. You can just talk to your data. That's how simple it is. Let me tell you how it works. For example, let us say your company uses Microsoft Dynamics 365 CRM to manage your customer data, right? So we integrate that structured CRM data directly with KDAPT. And then you ask a simple question or type a question to KDAPT, like what were the sales for quarter 4 of 2025? And KDAPT swiftly analyzes your integrated data and it provides the answer to you. So just to add a note, this is strictly from your own data that is connected to KDAPT. And the result is presented as text, and with a single click, you can even switch to either chart or dashboard for clear and visual insights. So KDAPT is all about making AI work for people, giving every team the power to ask questions, explore data, and get answer instantly right from their enterprise system. So this saves you a lot of time compared to digging through your data manually. So what you're seeing on the screen is a short clip of KDAPT and how it works. Let me play this. Yeah. So in the search bar, the user simply types a question. Which item takes the longest time in production? And then KDAPT responds that it takes 4 days along with the list of the specific item. Now, this answer is retrieved from the data that is connected to KDAPT. So this is how simple it is. It's really simple. So it is just like talking with your colleague, but in this case, you are actually talking with your data. Now, let me show the architecture diagram of KDAPT. So this is what happens behind the scenes. The architecture diagram has 4 key layers. The first one is the data layer. This is the foundation which connects KDAPT to your organization private data like ERP, CRM, and even Excel data. And it brings them together in one secure place. And then, yeah, second one is the semantic layer. This is the brain of KDAPT. It translates your plain English question into the queries that the system actually understand. So there is no need for coding or BI expertise for the user that is using KDAPT. And then third one is the LLM layer. So this is where the AI comes in. This layer uses advanced models like OpenAI, Google Gemini. So once your question is processed, this layer pulls the relevant data, analyzes it smartly, and then it prepares a clear and meaningful response for you. And then fourth one is the representation layer. So this is the user interface on the screen of GitHub where you see clear answer in text, insightful chart, graph, dashboard. So everything is live and in real time. And as you see on the left side of the slide, GitHub connects seamlessly to multiple data sources like Microsoft SQL Server, Oracle, Postgres, and also Snowflake and MySQL, and also any other external feeds like weather or currency exchange rates as well. And because of the modular architecture of KDAPT, it supports all of the business domains like finance, sales, procurement, inventory, HR. So making it a truly enterprise-wide solution that can be used by everyone regardless of your business type or operation type or industry vertical. So why should you use GitHub? Because it changes how people actually interact with data. So when it comes to traditional BI tools or dashboard, uh, GitHub actually enables conversational BI comparing to the traditional BI tools. So where users can simply ask a question in plain English and get answers immediately. So that's how simple it is. And it is still a full business intelligence platform, GitHub, but one that removes the technical barriers through a powerful text to SQL engine. This means the user do not need to know coding. And at the same time, KDAPT integrates data from across the organization, bringing together information from multiple systems. And all of this feature is designed with usability in mind. So the business users or user who are using KDAPT can explore data easily, but also while the role-based access feature ensures the right people see the right data because you don't want to someone in dev team to see the financial data, right? And then finally, Kerap goes beyond reporting by adding a layer of predictive analytics. So this helps you to not just understand what's happening, but also anticipate what's coming next in the future. So coming to the advantages of KDAP. So the real advantage is how KDAP is designed around outcomes and not just the data that is connected to it. So it is goal driven, meaning that insights are aligned to business objective and not just the reports or metric that is shown in the output. And the data is unified into a single view. So you are looking at one version. And Kadapt is also built with a user first approach. So business users can interact with data naturally without depending on technical team for every dashboard or report or anything. And on top of that, the intelligence is tailored, meaning that different users who are using KDAP gets insight that are relevant to their role or context of the data that is connected to it. And then finally, KDAPT is adoption focused. It is designed to be used daily, not just deployed or left alone. So, which is where most of the BI platforms fall short after the implementation, I would say. So, let me go through the example. So, these are the few questions that everyday leaders ask us in your company, or even we have ourselves while we are working. So, first, for example, a finance head wants to know what is our Q2 spend versus budget. Now, with the traditional tools, you would wait for days for a report or dig through the spreadsheet yourself, trying to prepare a comparison between the spend versus budget. But with GetApp, you just ask the question and you get the answer swiftly. That's how easy it is. And then next one. So the second one, now this is a prediction based question. This question is a supply chain lead might want to know which items are likely to stock out next month. So KDAPT analyzes the inventory and current orders to flag which SKUs are at risk, and it gives you the answer. And then third one. So if you're in the procurement team, you need visibility on which vendors are delaying the deliveries. So you type the question in KDAPT and it gives you the answer from the connected data. So being able to get answer to a specific question from your data in real time perfectly sums up the core advantage of KDAPT. You can think of it as the essence of what KDAPT does differently comparing to other BI solution. Now, let me also talk about a little bit about the prediction feature of KDAPT. So most of the companies are very good at reporting what already happened, right? For example, dashboard, KPI, month end review. But they explain the past. You are not looking at the live or real time data. The real challenge is knowing what is about to happen so that what is about to happen early enough to do something about it, right? So this is where GetApp's prediction capability actually helps you. For example, GetApp can highlight possible revenue or margin changes before they show up in the financial result. So this gives you time to make changes or take action. And it can also surface demand or supply risk early before. So, and it can also point out rising cost or performance gap while there is still time to fix them. So what makes all this work is actually the data underneath it. GetUp works on clean, unified data from ERP, finance, and operation. So you're not just looking at the separate reports from different team. So you're looking at actually looking at the full picture of the business, and everything will be live because you're looking at the present data, not the past. So and next, the prediction models in CARAPT are also goal driven. They keep learning as new data comes in, so the output stays relevant even when the condition change. And this is where CARAPT is different from the traditional forecasting. It explains why certain situation may occur, so you can take decision based on that. So yeah, I have completed my presentation about GetApp. I hope this made you understand what GetApp is all about. So now my colleague Janani will present a very interesting live demo of some of the features of GetApp and how it works. Thank you.
Thank you, Navita. Hi, let's have a quick glimpse at what KDAPT looks like. To start with, every user has a unique user ID and a password for privacy and security purposes using single sign-on option. This is the home page and it is clean with a user-friendly interface. You can type your questions in this space and start your conversation with KDAPT. Next is the thread section. Any questions that you ask is saved to the thread section and you can access them without rerunning the query. You can pin the queries for your easy access. The purpose of the schedule is to run a query automatically at defined time intervals, for example, daily or weekly. You can also archive your questions without deleting them. Now let's see what these tabs are. The Analytics tab helps the analyst to gain deeper insights into the data. The Data tab is where anyone can gain insights just like the analyst. The Modeling layer stores your data as table that KDAPT can use to generate answers. The Knowledge tab is where you can view all the SQL queries that are used to communicate between you and your data. The Prediction is where KDAPT analyzes the trends in the data lake and gives you insights about your data for the future requirements. Now, let's get started with the demo. Let me ask a simple question to KDAPT to show you how plain English question can give you complex answers. Show the vendor aging report for the year 2023. KDAPT instantly connects to the database, identifies the relevant model, organizes its logic based on the question, and generates the SQL statement to fetch the fullest dataset. What you see here is a clean, organized view of all the account payables with all the essential attributes laid out, ready for your analysis and action. Now, we shall explore the business intelligence and reporting powered by the semantic layer helps transforming the organization to understand and use their data. Suppose you want to understand whether the vendor's outstanding trend changed from the year 2012 and 13. Instead of navigating through the menace of your database, you can simply ask and KDAPT delivers in seconds. Now let's keep building on it. What if you wanted to analyze the items sold most in the year 2021? Sorry. Yeah. Analyze the items sold most in the year 2021 compared to the other items or products. Give the details of items, description, and year of sales, quantity sold, and value. KDAPT instantly analyzes the sales line table and a vendor growth table from the database and generates a table for your easy access. Now, we shall add additional filter layers to the question. Let's ask KDAPT to show the trend in sales orders between the year 2011 and 2015, broken down by document status, display the year, sales order count, and the document statuses. KDAPT instantly analyzes the data, recognizes the filter for the year, sales orders, and the document status. You can see how KDAPT can process multi-layered condition querying effortlessly and still return clear results. And that's the power of KDAPT's generative business intelligence using semantic layers. Imagine asking complex questions in plain English and instantly receiving accurate system generated queries to unlock your insights. No coding, no hassle, just faster, smarter access to your data. Let's see how this works. What is the trend of vendor US 102's aging difference between the months? Let's compare between December 2012 and June 2013. KDAPT instantly generates a clear and readable answer analyzing the data in your database, and in this instant, it will be the vendor aging table. You get a month-wise outstanding and a total outstanding for your clear analysis, thus giving you the answer with a detailed table containing the relevant data. The Adjust the Answer tab provides greater control, enabling you to easily adjust the steps or the SQL statement to refine the query and retrieve precisely the information you needed. This option can be accessed by the analyst and can be controlled using the role-based access control. That's the power of KDAPT's generative business intelligence, transforming everyday questions into precise SQL queries and actionable insights instantly. Whether you are a business user or a data expert, KDAPT bridges the gap between what you ask and the answer you needed. The next feature we will be seeing is how KDAPT lets you query multiple databases such as your ERP or your CRM, as well as the tools that are used to track the various aspects of your business. What KDAPT does is it creates a data lake of the data available in the multiple environments and makes you ask questions to all of them at the same time. Thus, the data in these systems do not remain separate, giving you information in bits and pieces rather than the big picture. It integrates the multiple structured data environments into a single view, giving you a complete story with no hassle. Let me show a quick example by asking KDAPT to list the sales orders for the year 2013 for customers with more than two sales order. Instantly, KDAPT accesses the sales database, analyzes the relevant data table to give you the complete insight, and applies the filter to deliver the concise table showing the sales ID, the sales name, customer account, delivery date, and document status. Now, similarly, let me ask a question to KDAPT to show the trend in new leads and opportunities for the year 2025. KDAPT recognizes that it should search your CRM database to retrieve the answer. It searches the leads and the opportunities table in the CRM database and applies the filter for the year 2025. The answer appears with all the details month-wise. Wow, isn't it amazing? Instead of working in silos, KDAPT integrates your sales and your CRM database in a single unified view. Sales orders and opportunities come together seamlessly, giving you the full story without juggling between the systems. Next, we will be exploring the usability of KDAPT, the key feature that turns complex data into actionable insights effortlessly. With KDAPT's usability is not just about aesthetics, it's about making data accessible for everyone, from the management to the team members. Everyone can access every inch of data without having any technical skills. You can interact and create reports just in a few clicks. Now, let's start by asking simple question to KDAPT. Give the vendor payments versus outstanding details for the vendor codes JP001 and US102. KDAPT immediately connects to the database and delivers precise results. Here, we have the total payments and the total outstanding organized for a quick analysis. What if we ask a multi-layered question? Display the total revenue and the total expenses from the year 2010 to 2014, along with the activity variance column. KDAPT instantly analyzes the multiple tables in the database and displays the results in a clear, easy to read format. You can either view the output summary for the quick insights or use the table below for the detailed analysis. KDAPT not only gives you visible answers but also analyzes the revenue and expenditure trend year-wise. What might take hours of technical effort in traditional systems is made easily available in seconds by using KDAPT. Easy for analysts and just as usable for everyday business user. And that's the usability of KDAPT. Whether it is simple question or a complex request, the answers are always clear and accessible. So far, we have seen what KDAPT can do with your data. Now, let's focus on KDAPT's privacy and security features that helps you the most in today's data-driven world. There are always one question that matters so much for everyone. Is my data secure? At KDAPT, the answer is straightforward. Yes, and always. Your insights are as valuable as they are protected. That's why we have integrated enterprise grade security into the core of the platform, and that is the role-based access control. The role-based access control feature of KDAPT guarantees that the right person has access to the right insights, nothing more or nothing less. Thus, KDAPT provides total control and peace of mind. Additionally, there are security features like single sign-on, multi-factor authentication, which makes KDAPT is a foolproof system. With KDAPT, you're not just gaining faster insights, but also gaining peace of mind. With that, your sensitive financials, customer records, and operational data are secure and compliant. The next interesting feature of KDAPT is the prediction module. Our product head, Mr. Bala, will be demonstrating you that how prediction works.
Thanks, Niveta and Janani. That was very insightful. Mr. Bala will now be going through the prediction features. Take it away.
Hello, thank you very much for everyone's attention. Prediction is one of the most important features of KDAPT. querying and getting an answer from the database is somewhat related to business intelligence applications, reporting applications. There are many applications that can do that, but we do it, as you saw just now, we do it through multiple layers of protection and querying in English and getting the answer. By the way, it can also work with 6 or 7 other languages like French, Spanish, and other things. If you ask the question in Spanish, it'll give you the answer in Spanish, like that. So it has got a lot of features which are generally what you expect out of an AI system, where querying brings answers to you rather than writing complex reports. But on the other hand, that is probably not going far enough. That's what we thought when we developed our product. So we have brought in prediction models and machine learning to your data. A lot of the data that you have a lot of history, a lot of long-term data, a lot of short-term data, a lot of other extraneous parameters that have happened to you. All those things put together a wealth of information about your business that is sitting in your database. A lot of executives and managers need some level of, hey, what's going to happen next week? What's going to happen next quarter? What can I expect? What can I expect in the next year? Sometimes what are risks, what machines could break down, what kind of an inventory low level that could be reached because the orders have come in. So there are lots of questions like that that needs to be answered through a lot of machine learning process. One of the things that we have done, Priya, do you want to go to the next slide, or you want me to present my slides?
Niveta will go through the slide deck for you.
Okay. All right. Niveta, please go to the next slide. So one of the things that we have done is basic forecasting based on tools that are available out in the public domain. If you look at it, a lot of PhDs and a lot of engineers, a lot of universities over the last 40-50 years have come out with all kinds of algorithms that are very useful. Auto-regression algorithm, ARIMA algorithm, SARIMAX, Prophet, which is a more recent one, LSTM. So there are a lot of algorithms that are out there, and those algorithms help you take out data that are outliers, take the normal data, and give you prediction as to what could happen in the next week or next month, like that. So that is what we have done. And the prediction model is something that works with your data. We need to work with your data. We have our data engineers who will work with you, and working with your data, we can figure out whether or not which model is suitable for that, whether it is a linear regression model or it is a time series forecasting model based on moving averages, or whether it is a special purpose model, which like this Python model, special purpose Python models to identify breakdown risks of machinery, breakdown risks of inventory. You can predict a whole lot of things based on various models. So we work with about 8 models, and all of these machine learning models are integrated into the system. And which model is useful to you is something we will work with you. Our data engineers will work with your data, with your IT department, with your user department. Working with your department, working with your users, we will identify, hey, these are the types of predictions that we can do for you. These are the types of outcomes that we can give you so that you can plan ahead as to what could happen, like that. So for example, can I share my screen here?
Yep.
Okay. I just want to show you one thing. So, for example, this is another model screen where the prediction is taking place, where if you have monthly revenue data and if you hit the forecast button, it tells you what kind of prediction you can potentially get. If this data is fairly flat, that is going on, there is a little trend that it has seen, the SARIMAX library has seen a little trend, Based on that, it has given, hey, these are the potential forecasts for these coming 6 months. So this is the forecast that is there. I mean, forecast is what is it is still just a forecast. You have to basically work with the forecast. But our idea is that a logical forecast is done for you based on your data. Similar to that, we can do forecasting on many other models. This is one of the models. There are many models in which we can do forecasting for you. And that is our basic approach to prediction, is to suit the prediction to your data, work with you. Our data engineers will work with your data folks, either the users or the IT, or we can do the analysis with your data and say, hey, these are the types of work we can do for you. So that is our general approach to prediction. Priya?
Thank you so much for that walkthrough. Um, so after listening to all of these presentations on generative BI and what AI can give your business, many companies have thought, why not create a tool in-house? This is where companies fall short most of the time, according to a 2024 study. It's found that creating a custom generative AI tool can cost companies nearly $20 million plus annual maintenance costs. And with these high costs, ever expanding timelines, and poorly defined goals and milestones, creating this AI tool has led many companies to have a very high failure rate, as said here, an 80% failure rate as of 2024. Working with companies such as KARYA and KDAPT and help provide you with a custom-made, designed tool that for your data, for your employees, for your company, and for your entire business. So we ask you to let KDAPT help you tell your story. Thank you so much for listening, and we're opening the floor to any questions you might have. We have the entire product team, the key product developers here to answer any questions you might have. So please, I'm opening the floor. Let's see. First question is, what databases can it connect to?
Well, KDAPT is designed to connect to all the major databases such as Snowflake, SQL Server, Oracle, and other data sets as well. So it can connect to MySQL. It can connect to a lot of environments. It also can connect to cloud databases through special interfaces such as, like Microsoft Cloud F&O runs on a cloud database. For that, we can connect through what is known as Synapses. So there are a lot of API tools that are there which KDAPT can connect to. At the end of the day, our layers of software is actually 3 layers of software. The first layer is the user interface that you saw. Behind the scene, there are 3 other layers. One is what we call as the AI interface layer. So whenever a question is asked, that question, we put a prompt engineering behind that question. With the prompt engineering, the AI, we ask the question to the AI systems, whether it is Gemini, whether it is OpenAI, we work with many different LLMs. Some LLMs are better than others for certain types of queries that may come about. So we will work with you to choose the right LLM for you. And then we just ask the query to the LLM, and that is one layer. Behind that, we have what is known as the IBIS server, which is the database connection layer that connects to multiple databases, and we can add more connectors too. If the connector for a particular data set is not available, we can add a connector. Connectors are available for databases out there, SAP, Oracle databases, SQL Server, Dynamics, Microsoft Dynamics, F&O, BC, many other ERP platforms. We can connect to any of those platforms through connectors, and we work with connectors. We have done in the last 15 years of our business, we've done so many ERP projects, so many connectors. to so many different areas of data, backend data. So we can continue to connect to many different database. And then we also have one more layer, which is the most important layer in my view, which is the semantic layer, where we give you a semantic description of your business. So your business may have your own business lingo. The business lingo, you may think revenue is what is billed to the customer. Some people may think revenue is orders. Some people may think it is what is going to come in. So every company has their own lingo, and we will work with that lingo. We will learn that lingo from you, and we will put it into a semantic layer, and that lingo will give you a common language that is applicable in the company, that everybody speaks. That is the language we can program in our semantic layer, and that is one of the key differentiators that we bring with our product into the market.
All right, I think we have a clarifying question to what you were saying. I want to know more about the data warehouse related to KDAPT. As per best practices, every BI tool should be built on a data warehouse. When you refer to a database layer, do you mean a dedicated data warehouse in your case?
No, our approach is to work with data warehouse that the customer has. We do not intend to create a duplication of data. Another ETL, another extract and load facility, another thing is not necessary. If you have a database, a data warehouse, say Snowflake, we will connect with your Snowflake. You can give us read-only access, limited access. When it comes to Oracle report server databases, you can provide VPDs, which says, hey, these are the only things people can access. So we can access only allowed columns, allowed tables, allowed rows within the tables. We can put limitations around those things with your existing data warehouse. We don't need to create our own warehouse. If you want us to do it, we have a large team of people. We do a lot of projects creating data warehouse, taking data from an old legacy system into a new Snowflake platform. We have a team of people who are doing such projects all the time. We can create a new data warehouse for you, but you don't need to create it just for KDAPT. KDAPT is designed to work with the module that you already have with your database. So our whole proposition is, you already have a data warehouse. You may have reporting tools working with that. You may have business intelligence systems from Power BI. You may have business intelligence system with Tableau. You may have your own custom based reporting that you may have written over the years. And we don't have to change any of that. You can continue to use them, and you will find in the future you will be using AI based reporting and AI based querying into a database, which is widely available to all of the people in the company with role based access control. So when you do that, what you will find is, hey, this one can work with something else. And so slowly the older reporting systems can be excused, and the newer KDAPT can be brought into your organization, which can be used for querying, which can be used for analysis, dashboards, and prediction, all of that.
Excellent. We have a few more questions. How can when we have Power BI, do we need KDAPT?
Yes, Power BI can continue to work, but Power BI is designed typically as a programming tool. We have a team of people in KARYA Technologies who are Power BI experts. We have done hundreds of Power BI projects, and we know what Power BI can do for you. A lot of customers still use Power BI based reporting and business intelligence. We can continue to use that. KDAPT is more of an English querying system and a prediction system and a semantic layer for your business. So I expect, for example, a secretary or a receptionist to use KDAPT to find out simple things like whether did the delivery come in, or how much delivery came in, or the let's say there is a front office for a warehouse receiving goods in the back, how many trucks came in today. Such questions can be asked and they can get an answer. So they don't have to go to a complex report to find out, or they may or may not have access to the ERP system which holds such data. So for them, we can just put an English querying tool. It's almost like a chat box, as you saw here. The chat bot, you just type in a question and you get the answer. So it can coexist with Power BI solutions.
Excellent. Does KDAPT send our data to an external LLM?
No, basically we only tell the model. The AI is LLMs are only using the model and the querying and the prompt engineering based on which the SQL query is developed. The SQL query is locally executed within the database systems that is already present in a data warehouse in a secure, possibly in-house, maybe in the cloud, but in a secure cloud. So it will execute only within the company premises, and it will not execute, it doesn't have to ship the entire data, because a database could have million rows, and we don't need to send all the million rows to the LLM. We just get the query and execute the query against the LLM, query against the database, and get the answer and provide the answer on the screen. So our our system works in like 4 layers, most important to understand. The first is what we call as intent classification. So we ask the query and make sure the intent of the query is what the KDAPT can answer. For example, if you're asking a query about politics, if you're asking a query about weather, we will say this is not the platform to ask such queries. So the intent classification is the first thing we do on the query. After the intent classification is done, we do what is called as a reasoning call. That we do with the LLM. The LLM does the reasoning parameters, and the query and the prompt engineering is sent to the LLM, and then a reasoning activity takes place, and the LLM tells us what should have been the query. Sometimes the users type in spelling mistakes, sometimes the users type in a query that it really is lacking in a particular word and stuff like that. Those intents are corrected by the LLM. So the next step is the reasoning part of the query. Once we get the reasoning done, then we ask the query again to create the SQL statement. Then the SQL statement comes. Then we execute the SQL statement locally. Sometimes the SQL statement comes up with an error. So we say, hey, this is the SQL you gave me. It came up with this error. Can you fix the error? Then the LLM fixes the error. So we go through the cycle 2 or 3 times to make sure that the correct query it comes back. And then the query is executed. The answer is gotten. The answer is displayed on the screen. So every time you saw a query, all the 4 steps took place to get you the answer.
Excellent. We have another query. This is about healthcare services. How can we position KDAPT for healthcare service providers, i.e. or for hospitals, i.e. any case study, for example? Can KDAPT be integrated with Teams, SharePoint, and DAX, which is Microsoft's Dragon Ambient Experience?
Yes, the short answer is yes. We have a messaging platform within KDAPT where a query that you got, one particular user got, can be shared via Teams, can be shared via email, can be shared via other messaging platforms with which we can integrate with. We have already integrated this with the email, and we have already integrated with Teams, and we can integrate with other platforms as well. So it's a messaging platform by which we take the query, and the answer, and then we can share that information with other users.
And the system can be integrated with almost any this KDAPT can be integrated with almost any system, right?
Yeah. Yes. It can be integrated with any system. The entire source code, coding language, programming language, everything will be provided to the user, and we will have full programming team supporting from behind the scenes. We will be supporting it, we will be customizing it, we will be integrating it with any system that makes sense for the user. Yes.
Currently, we do have one case study that is out there. We have already started to work with a customer, integrating with their own system and their own ERP. This can be integrated with any ERP, and customized to a customer's exact needs. All right. Any other questions? Looks like we answered the ones that came in through the chat and QA. If anyone wants to ask anything else, please. All right. I want to thank everyone for joining today. Thank you so much. One thing I want to say about KDAPT, we have, like I said already, we have already started a proof of concept for another customer, and we are happy to sit down and talk with any of you, sorry, any of you offline and in a separate meeting about potentially doing a proof of concept for you as well. These systems are almost like ordering a car. You can pretty much get any of the features you've seen today or heard talked about. We have a complete roadmap of where we're adding new things to the system, and we can do a lot of things that you might need specific to yourself. So please reach out to us. We can sit down, talk to you, go through a more personalized demo if that is what you require, and work through what your requirements for KDAPT would be. Thank you for giving us your time this morning or afternoon, wherever you guys are from. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thanks again.